I welcome all the masters and friends to this session today, which is called Love for No Reason. This is written by Marcy Schmoff. And before starting the topic, we just say a small prayer. So let's just close our eyes. Let's just ground our energy for a minute. And let's just close our eyes. Take a normal breath in and breathe out. Take another deep breath in and breathe out. Oh Lord, we invite you to take charge of this session and give the full benefit of this session to all of us on our onward spiritual journey. Thank you. So I thank all the masters here, all the masters who gave me an opportunity to be here. The wonderful Master Sri Ranganath Sarji, the great Grandmaster Patri Sarji, and the great Grandmaster Mahavatar Babaji for giving me this wonderful opportunity to be a part of this group and to uh, continue on this onward spiritual journey. So today the topic is Love for No Reason, as I told you. I'll start with a small poem because it really touched my heart. So I'll say a few lines of this poem, which Marcy has only mentioned in the book. So she says, there is no difficulty that enough love cannot conquer. There is no wall that enough love that cannot break. There is no door that enough love cannot open. And there is no gulf that enough love cannot bridge. In fact, love can resolve everything in this world. If only we would have enough love in our heart, we would be the happiest and the most powerful person in this entire world. So that is the power of love. And this topic has been very close to my heart. And ever since I was growing up, what I experienced was in those days, a lot of love was there around me in the form of my grandparents, my parents, my aunts, uncles, friends. So I experienced a lot of love in my early days and even while growing up. But while the life's journey was going on, I started feeling that the love has started becoming lesser and lesser. That is, people were changing a lot. And so my quest for the inward love also started. And that's how I came on this spiritual path also. But what I'm still observing in the present world today, the modern world of 2025, where AI has taken over everything, and because of that, we have a lot of advantages today. But at the same time, I feel that we are moving away from the one primary essence, uh, that is love. And more than anything today, I feel the world needs to experience love. And that is what we are going to just touch upon a little bit. And we will see what the writer also has to say about this topic. Love is a very small word, no? It's a four-letter word, but it is carrying the most powerful vibration in this entire universe. Love is not an emotion as we think. Love is our very existence. We are made of molecules of love. So that is what we are. We are love. And if we have love in our heart, then we can conquer anything in this world. And in that sense, then only love is real in this world, isn't it? In between all this material world, what remains in the world pure and untouched is the love in our heart. On the seventh plane, there are many planes. So on the seventh plane, where God is, energy is there is only love there. So you can say that God is love and love is God. When we stop seeking love in this outside world and we experience love for no reason, that is the time we stop becoming love beggars and we become love philanthropists. We go around spreading love wherever we go with compassion, with kindness, and we become love carriers, you can say. So, she has discussed a little bit of how to increase this love in our life, that is, the love for no reason. The most important resource also in this world, one may think it's money today. Everybody thinks money is important, right? Money has become the most important thing in life today. Money is important. Some may say gold is important. Some may say the most important resource is oil today. But actually, the most important resource in the universe is love. And today, actually, in this modern world, we are not devoid of anything materially. We are having everything materially in abundance. We are having. Every person is having enough and more than enough materially. And still, each one feels that there is something missing in our lives. Don't you feel like that? Yeah, you feel that there is a void which cannot be filled. And that is what is happening in today's world. And we are missing that unconditional divine love which resides in our own heart. Today, the divorce rates are very high. People are going into depression. People are feeling lonely, and global conflicts have taken humongous proportions today. So the answer to all this is actually that we need to cultivate this love for no reason in our hearts. And when we come in this state of love for no reasons, then we all our relationships also start blossoming. So, a lot of people come to me, and most of them are unhappy in their relationships. You may have also felt like that. What is the reason behind it? The reason behind it is very simple. It is that we ourselves are not in the state of love for no reason. And when we come into this state, what happens is, what are the negative things in relationships usually we suffer from? One is that people are controlling you, or either you are controlling others, correct? Or you are trying to dominate, or the other person is trying to dominate you. You cannot be who you are, you cannot be your authentic self in relationships. And at the same time, the you cannot flourish in that relationship. You feel suffocated, you don't feel relationships. Why is that? The reason is that we are not in that state of love for no reason. And once we achieve that state of love for no reason, then we are free. We feel free in relationships. Our relationships start blossoming. And somebody may ask me that, oh, I will come in this state, but what about the other person? So you see, once you are in the state of unconditional love, this love for no reason, automatically in the surrounding, people will also uh, get to feel by that vibration of love, and they will also start changing. And they will also start experiencing that same love in their heart. So let us look at what she talks about the love continuum. So, Lokesh ji, if you can put that slide of love continuum, if you can share that slide, Lokesh ji. So, you see, there is this love continuum in which she says, on one side of the spectrum, there is no love. When you have no love in your heart, you experience hate, fear, and resistance. When you love for a bad reason, that is, you have some, you have some motive. That's why you are loving the person, but actually you want something out of the person. That is the time you're using others to fill a void inside you. And love for good reason is healthy, mutual, beneficial relationships. In this also, you will feel attachment and you will feel jealousy. So, this side of the spectrum is all conditional love, and on the right side of the spectrum is love for no reason, which is an inner state of pure, unconditional love. You can remove the slide now, Lokesh ji. So if you see, before this, there is one more slide, Lokesh ji. Yeah. If you see this picture, this is conditional love. In this, you are loving from your heart, but what are you loving? You are loving only objects. You're loving your pet, your house, your boyfriend, girlfriend. So this is conditional love. And in the next slide, Lokesh ji, is unconditional love. In this, you see the heart is from the heart, the love is radiating, and it is radiating irrespective of all the material things. So, this is pure, unconditional, divine love, and it does not need any reason to love anybody or anything. In today's world, we are seeing the first thing people say is, what am I going to get out of this relationship? Even marriages, this only is going on nowadays. But nobody is in that state where they say, I wish to give love, and that love for no reason. And true love and true relationships can be only based on this foundation of pure, unconditional, divine love. Now, she says there are three myths of love. Myth, MYTH, myths of love. What are they? That means we have a wrong notion about love. So, what are they? The first is that romantic relationships only are everything. In romantic relationships only we'll get the most love. So, this is a wrong belief. Then the second belief is that I will love only if I get something out of this person or this situation, then only I will love. That is also a wrong uh, uh, belief. And the third one is love makes you weak. So we feel that, oh, if I love this person, he will try to exploit me. So I must not love. So in this fear only, people are not loving unconditionally in today's world. So we must break free from all these beliefs that we have of love. And once we break free, it's then only that we will experience the unconditional divine love. So the opposite of love is fear, and love only expands our consciousness, whereas fear contracts our consciousness. Then she talks about the seven doorways of love. So you may ask now, right? Okay, we're talking about unconditional divine love. It is very difficult to be in that state. That's what I am witnessing and experiencing, even on the spiritual path. I feel I must say this, that people meditate for some time, they may be knowledge for some time, but really their hearts are not in that state of, love for no reason. Nobody will call you up for no reason asking how you are. People will only call you up if they have some work from you. This is what the modern world is going on nowadays. And it pains me to see this situation. And that is why today I thought we could, enlighten ourselves a little bit more how we can increase the divine unconditional love. Of course, by meditation it increases, but we have to cultivate also this habit being in the state of divine unconditional love. So the first one is the doorway of safety. Now, actually, they are the seven chakras only which is mentioning, but she has talked about how love enters through this chakra in our lives. So, the first way is the doorway of safety. This chakra is at the base of our spine, and through this, we feel grounded, safe, secure, and stable. And it is your connection to Mother Earth and to the physical world and to the material world. So, how can we increase the love from this doorway? We can increase the love by first is getting grounded, taking time, slowing down in your life, meditating, and connecting to Mother Earth and to Mother Nature. And the second one is sense your support. We are all actually supported in life. I have seen somebody has a brother who is supporting. Lokesh ji, she's again saying voice is breaking,
Yes,
but
a
I
light
cannot
disturbance,
do
madam.
anything.
Light disturbance in your voice. Can you
What
keep your
can I
mobile
do?
far away,
Network
madam?
is
Just,
like that. It's
2 feet
far
at
away,
least.
only. It's not nearby. Yeah, it is at least 1.5,
No,
two
it is
feet
okay.
away. Now is it? Now is it coming?
No, it is okay now.
Hello.
It is okay
Yeah.
now, madam.
Um. Yeah. So the second point is sense your support, which means that if we are all supported in the world by some friends, relatives, brother, sister, we are all having some form of support, but we are not accepting that and we are not grateful for that support. So what you should do is become aware that yes, we are supported in this world, and appreciate that and be grateful for that. If we start doing that, more love flows in our life. Now, the second doorway is the doorway of vitality. So, it is turning up the juice in your life, and it is placed at the sacrum and just above the basal spine, and it makes you feel vital and full of life, both physically, emotionally, and mentally. Now, how can you increase the love from this doorway? By giving your body the necessary nourishment. By eating right, by breathing, doing pranayams, by sleeping right, by exercise, and doing activities which increase your prana. The second one is express and feel your feelings directly. Do not suppress your feelings. Most of the times, most of us are suppressing our feelings today in relationships, and that's why we become unhappy and we move away from love. But we must lovingly express our feelings, we must not suppress them. Then the third one is the doorway of unconditional self love. It is at the solar plexus. Now, this gives us the feeling of being empowered and worthy of love no matter what. It is your connection to your own self, to your will, and to your authentic power. Now, how can we increase the love through this doorway? She says, love the unlovable in yourself. So, there is some part in our own self which we don't love. So, she's asking us to love the unlovable, accept everything about yourself as it is. And by practicing, how can you be in self love? By practicing self forgiveness, self compassion, and self acceptance. Then the second is honor your power. Take responsibility of your own experience of life and of love. Stop listening to the inner critic within you. You know, there is an inner critic which is always telling us that this is not nice about you, that is not nice about you. Just stop listening to that inner critic and make friendship with your own self. You know, we are not friends with our own self only. What we will make friends with others, right? So, first become your own friend, love your own company, be happy with your own self, and then you will start experiencing the divine unconditional love. Then the next doorway is the doorway of openness, that is, living with an open heart. This is your communication with others and the world. So, how can you increase now love from this doorway? First is giving from fullness. So, if you are full of love only, you can give love to others and give as much as you can, but you don't need to give more than you can give, just how much you can give. So, give from fullness. And the second is let love in. So we are very shy also to receive love. So open your heart and then love will come in your life. And it need not be that love will come in the way you want. You may say that I want it from a particular girlfriend only, or I want it from my husband only. But actually, love is all around us, and the divine has its wondrous ways of working. Through anybody, He will send that love to you. We just need to be open in our heart to receive the love. Then do acts of kindness. You know, when you are so much full of love, you will naturally do acts of kindness. By doing acts of kindness, love will grow in your life. And let not care become overcare. Sometimes, no, in India, we women also, we are so giving, we are so caring that sometimes that care becomes overcare. So that need not happen. Just be in a balanced state. The next doorway is the doorway of communication. It is coming from compassion. It is your connection to your speech, to your expression, and the ability to love others. In this, she says, speak the language of love. That is, speak from your heart. Today, how we are speaking, we are all speaking from our mind. And our mind is saying something, our heart is saying something, but we are only speaking from a logical mind. So it is time that we speak from our heart. And when we speak from our heart, it touches the hearts of others. And then we also need to hear from our heart. Again, we are listening to the other person, but we are listening from the mind. And that is why we only listen to what the words are. We are not touching the hearts of others. So we need to do compassionate listening. And when we hear from the heart, then we can listen to things which are not even in the words. Sometimes that person is not saying those things, but we can still understand what the person wants to say. And we must appreciate others. You know, praising is a divine quality. So we must praise people as much as we can. In that, what happens? We are increasing the divine quality within that person also, and we are increasing the divinity within ourselves also. And appreciate others and let your heart shine. Let it shine with love. And some very nice thing, which this is also close to my heart, that we must smile more, because smile is very infectious. When you smile, others also smile back at you. And sometimes we come on the spiritual path, na, we become very rigid, and we are giving knowledge or anything, we are not smiling. So that becomes very rigid, a way of expressing yourself, because smile itself is so infectious and it is so full of love. When you smile, then automatically the world smiles back at you. So, everybody, we must smile more. Then the next one is the doorway of vision. That is seeing with the eyes of love. Now, this doorway of openness was on the heart chakra, and the doorway of vision is the Agya chakra. So, she says that you must see with the eyes of love. So, all the great masters, they used to call the disciples would come and sit next to them. And even I have experienced this with my gurus and other teachers, that they would, when we would sit over there and we would open our eyes and look at them, all they would do is look at all of us with eyes filled with love. And that love has so much power. It transmits to everyone around. Buddha, na, the story of Buddha, when Buddha used to meditate, they say that as far as 20 kilometers, people would, bow down and meditate, and even the plants and the animals would all bow down. So that is the kind of power this love has. We must see with our eyes of love. And how can we increase the love from this doorway? We can look for the beauty. So, you know, we must see the perfection in the imperfection in this world. What does it mean? It means that, the world is imperfect, right? Everything is not perfect. In one part, there will be a clean area, in another part, you will see a very dirty area. But when you have eyes filled with love, you will just accept everything as it is, and even in that area which is dirty, you may find something nice, something meaningful in that also, that it can be turned to manure, right? So, that is the meaning of seeing perfection in all imperfection, and to see that every one of us is having the same spirit within us. And the second one is trust your inner wisdom. So we all have an intuition, and the intuition talks to us. It is we have an inner voice, and we must listen to it more, and we must trust it more. And like this, your love will increase more in your life. Then the last one is the door of oneness, that is the crown chakra. In this, it is connecting to the wholeness, the grace, the divine. And how can we do that? It's easy. Everybody is already doing it. The first one is that we need to be in the present moment, we need to be still and meditate. And the second one is surrender to the divine grace. It's only when we surrender that the divine grace starts flowing in our life. And if you see that the masters, they experience a lot of grace in their life, and some people may say, oh, I am not experiencing the grace. That is because we are not in surrender. Once we are in surrender to the divine, automatically we experience all the divine grace in our life. And once we connect to this wholeness, we automatically become one whole family. The whole world becomes one family. And in Sanskrit, it is said Vasudev Kutumbakam, which means one world family. So then we don't look at anybody as a foreigner, as a black person, as an Asian, or anything like that. We treat everyone as one because now we have become one with the wholeness. And we also start developing more love to Mother Nature. We become more connected and grounded to Mother Nature. And the last is that we must, even our actions, they must have love behind them. We must do our actions lovingly. Most of the time, we are doing our actions with so much of anger, so much of hatred. There is no joy behind it. And that is why our lives are becoming more and more mundane. They are becoming more and more boring for us because we are only not putting the love behind the actions we are doing. When we do that, when we start putting love behind the actions, even something like washing vessels, you will see that it becomes a joyful experience. And the last is, she says that you should have conversations with God. So this is something again which I feel that all masters talk about it, that they converse with God directly, and that's how they talk to God. They have conversations with God. And when they do that, when you do that, you experience the divine love. Actually, God talks back to you. So you start experiencing directly the divine love. And once you make the divine your best friend, he becomes everything to you, your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your lover, everything, all kinds of love you will experience in the divine love. It's the most complete love you can experience. And so that's it. And I just want to say that today, when I opened my YouTube and I just opened the first thing that came was Sri Yukteswar ji's little lines were there. And strangely, see how the universe works. Today, I was going to speak about love, and those lines of Sri Yukteswar ji were also about love only. And he says that God is love and love is God. And he also said the same thing, that if you have a heart full of love, it is enough to resolve everything in your life. And unless and until you are in that state, all your effort otherwise spiritually are useless. So uh, we must practice more and more. And she has spoken about the seven doorways. We can work on them, we can meditate on the seven chakras, and automatically the doorways to love will open, and we will experience a lot of love, and we ourselves will become unconditional love. So that's it, my friends. Thank you for giving me the opportunity.